large presence or large number of people who trade futures and options. Okay. Uh, so these two indicators, uh, and third is that obviously because in the spot there are issues around taxation. Okay. So these three things I think leads to the prediction or the hope that uh, the the crypto futures market in India will mature or will grow very, very fast because all these
Okay.
things I think will push it in the right direction.
Right. And because, the environment for day-to-day trading as it is very, very prohibitive. Users would be pushed more in this direction.
Yeah.
What are the kind of
Yes.
challenges that you faced while launching Pi42? And can you tell us a little about the challenges themselves and how you overcome them?
Yeah. So basically, I think normal challenges. One is that regulation in India is still evolving around crypto. Although we are going into the right direction, but it's still evolving. There's still things which you have to figure out in a way that what is the right course of action basically. Uh, so that is one part that regulations are still evolving.
Hmm.
Second is that I think banking remains a challenge. Uh, okay,
Yeah.
so banking support remains a challenge across the sector. I mean, it was a challenge. I think 2017. It's a challenge right now. Uh, so I think these two are major concerns. Uh, as I said, that on the regulation side, I think overall we are moving in the right direction, although a little bit slow. Uh, so we are hoping that maybe next 1 or 2 years, we should reach a situation where there are full-fledged regulations around crypto in India.
Right. So how do you and this is something that, I kind of ask a lot of the guests who are in favor of regulation as well as are proponents of decentralization, which you are. You do
Hmm.
believe, a lot
Hmm.
in terms of you've been a strong advocate for open source, permissionless, and
Yeah.
decentralized P2P technology. How do
Hmm.
you, align these two value systems together, decentralization as well as a regulatory framework?
Yeah. Yeah. So basic thing is that as in everything, I think we have to look for a path which is I mean, for me, I think decentralized technologies are the most democratic technology, basically. Okay, and that is the future. And although we deal in like crypto assets, but that's only one part of it. I think the other parts is like where we on a day to whatever we are using on a day-to-day basis, social media, other services, how we can decentralize uh, those. Okay, so that is, I think, from a technological point of view, from a moral point of view, I think that is the future. That is the direction uh, where I see everyone going. Okay. Having said that, I think government has certain legitimate concerns. Okay, and any new technology has to also in some way address those legitimate concerns, which is, for example, customer protection being one. Second is how do we ensure that the decentralized technologies are not used for illegal activities like terrorism financing or money laundering. Okay, so those are certain legitimate concerns. I am sure. I think the way we are moving, I mean, both the government and the industry should be able to find a path which makes sure that decentralized technologies move in the right direction in from a technology point of view, and we take the maximum benefit out of it. At the same time, ensuring that whatever the concerns of the regulators are or the government are is incorporated. I'm sure, like from a technological point of view, also there may be solutions coming in. For example, decentralized identity being one of them, where you take care of or you ensure privacy and permissionlessness. At the same time, you also ensure that legitimate concern of the regulators are taken care of.
Okay. So you feel that, these two can live together and perhaps thrive for the end user to really be able to utilize Web3 properly. And that is a wonderful perspective to have. Now, I would love to understand from you what is perhaps the next big milestone for Pi42? What is it that you're trying to look at when it comes to expansion? Are you thinking of horizontal or vertical expansion? Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah. So basically, I think number one is that we'll actually expand our product from a product point of view. Okay, so for example, right now we have crypto INR pairs. We'll also soon launch crypto to crypto pairs.
Okay.
Okay, we'll also move into, which may take some time, is to become a full-fledged exchange and launch spot. Spot exchange. So from a product line point of view, we want to expand. Second is, I think next few years is the right time where what's happening is that jurisdictions or countries across the world, they are coming up with regulations. They're around comprehensive regulations around crypto. Okay, so the idea is A, to work with Indian government, and B, at the same time try to expand wherever their regulatory clarity, go there, apply for the license, launch in their jurisdiction. So basically, the idea is to expand in a more compliant way and try to take Web3 technologies to masses, not only in India but across the globe.
All right, that sounds like quite a wonderful plan and a lot of exciting developments in the future. Is there any particular timeline that you have in mind for these developments?
So product so right now, at least for next 1 year, our focus is going to be in India only. So
Okay.
so from a product point of view, I think crypto to crypto we should launch end July, beginning August kind of timeline. Spot exchange may take like 4 or 5 months. So I think before end of this year, we should will target to launch spot exchange. As far as international expansions are concerned, I think that may take like second half of 2025 to start.
Okay. Can you tell us a little about the kind of traction that you have seen on Pi42 so far?
So I think we launched in February. So almost like I think 4 months kind of. So we already have around I think 18,000 customers with us.
Okay.
So so we're seeing very healthy app downloads and on web. So we're really seeing like a good engagement, and it's like growing month on month, week on week, like literally seeing day-to-day growth here.
Okay, brilliant. So you also have another venture called Taxnodes. Would you like to talk
Yeah.
to us a little about that and how is that doing? What is the next big thing for Taxnodes?
So Taxnode side, basically what is happening is that so Taxnode is basically helping Indian customers to comply with the tax laws, okay, in India, okay, which is as you know is very it's fairly complicated, so to say. I think it's running, it's going like a study kind of business, and there basically what is happening is that the compliance level which we thought will uh, will significantly go up, okay, from a customer point of view, that has not happened as yet. That has still
Okay.
like large number of people are not in a way totally disclosing their crypto income. So that I think from a growth point of view, it's going to be like a slow and steady kind of business where as the compliance level goes up slowly. that business Taxnodes will be ready to help those customers to be compliant. But
Okay.
I think that's a slow and steady growth.
Okay. So is it like a self-service platform, or is it more like a service model where the user has to get in touch with you and somebody from your team would help them with their compliance issues?
So actually, it's both. Mostly it's self-service. Okay, but in certain complicated cases, or if they have to file their income tax return, okay,
Hmm.
they can also ask for help in a way.
Right.
So
Okay.
large number of cases is self-service, but if it's
Hmm.
like complicated, they can set up a call with us or ask for our help.
All right. Okay. So now, we're kind of running a little short on time, and I would love to zoom out a little bit and get your perspective in the industry as a whole. You've been working in this space for nearly a better part of a decade. And what is your perspective on just the general maturity or the
Yeah.
general maturity of the ecosystem that you've seen so far?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I think two, three things. One is that obviously a lot more people know and understand about crypto than when I started in 2017. Okay. I think from that point of view, I read somewhere that Web3 or crypto is growing faster than internet when
Internet
internet started.
adoption. Yeah,
Adoption.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
Web3
Yeah. Yeah.
adoption is actually faster than internet adoption. Yes.
Yes. And I think one of the reason for that is so you have to look at from 2 point of view. One is that people putting money in crypto, buying Bitcoin.
Hmm.
Okay. I think more important than that is people who are contributing in the ecosystem, in the sense writing codes, promoting crypto. Okay. And that adoption has significantly increased because again it's a decentralized technology. You don't
Hmm.
need to join a Microsoft or a Google or a big company to be able to contribute in Web3 space. If you have a laptop, you know how to code, you can actually start contributing. Okay, so that has in a way led to very, very inclusive growth.
Hmm.
Okay, and because everyone can participate, it has like from a speed point of view and from a quality point of view, it has really, really helped the ecosystem. Uh, I think this will continue, and the adoption level will become more fast. I think in next few years. Uh, Another thing is that if you notice that this is like one of, I don't think there is any other asset class, so to say, where in a way the retail guys came first. They grew the ecosystem, and the institutions are coming now, basically. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, last last 1 or 2 years, especially the institutional participation has gone up. Okay, so from that point of view, also it is from a financial point of view, it's like it is incentivizing the retail guys. It is incentivizing in a decentralized way. It is not that there is one or two companies sitting on the top and they are taking all the economic benefit of this new technology and the asset class. It's much more distributed that way also. So I think these things will. I mean, personally, I am like very, very optimistic
Hmm.
in terms of decentralized technology is becoming very, very big and very, very fast.
Right. In terms of the bull run and basically in terms of the market, people say that some
Yeah,
people say that we are okay already in a bull run, and some people say that okay,
yeah.
it's still gonna happen. But what are the
Hmm.
kind of niches do you think that would do well in this coming bull cycle? And what would be your advice to entrepreneurs who are building in Web3?
So I think two, three things. One is that I mean, I think there are two parts to it. One is Bitcoin, Ether, which are already becoming big. Okay, so if you're from an investment point of view, especially if you're a new person,
Hmm.
then I think you should start with there. If you are an entrepreneur building in Web3 space, uh, so I think the time for like this becoming rich overnight kind of has gone. Okay.
Right.
You have to consider this as a startup. Okay, if you're
Hmm.
building a new project, if you're building anything in a decentralized manner, you have to consider a startup, work very hard, bring value to the customers. Okay, uh, so you have to do it in the in at least in that manner. You have to do like go in traditional way that create value, and then you'll be rewarded. I mean, you can't have situations, or at least that's not recommended, that you hope that you launch some crypto, some coin, and it will overnight become very big, and then you can basically cash in, kind of.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
that's not the way to participate in the Web3 ecosystem, basically.
Right. And what about the niches, according to you, that would do really well in the upcoming bull run?
So I think so. I don't know I mean project specific, but I think niches like which will create like real world solutions. For example, we are talking about tokenization of real world assets, or
Hmm.
for example, projects in, let's say, uh, communication or social media kind of areas, or for example, uh, projects which are in a way uh, promoting, let's say, commercialization, or like what you call it, monetization of Web3 technologies, so to
Hmm.
say, where you are actually giving some service in a decentralized way.
Right. Okay, so basically utilitarian products with with a certain utility solving a real problem for the end user, as well as real world asset tokenization is what you're bullish on for the next cycle. And that's wonderful to know. So Avinash, this has been a really wonderful conversation, and you've given suggestions as well for entrepreneurs to build and start living on blockchain in the true sense of the word. Before we wrap this up, any parting thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. First of all, thanks, Trusha. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Uh, as I said, my belief is that the decentralized networks are the future.
Hmm.
Whatever we can do in a centralized manner, I think large number of those things can be done in a decentralized way, and
Right.
uh, that is the future, because it not only helps the creators, it
Hmm.
also helps the user. I mean, in a sense, if you are the user, then you are not only using it, you are in a way participating in the economic benefit of that technology.
Right. That is absolutely true. I think decentralization is very pertinent, especially in various sectors. I think all sectors mostly, because centralization of power, centralization of anything can be risky, and it does lead to some level of corruption or the other. And decentralized technologies will have a huge part to play in the coming tech era. And I think we are both on the same page there. And I would definitely encourage listeners who are still sitting on the fence thinking whether they need to perhaps really get their hands dirty, look into Web3, to really consider looking into Web3, because this is, it's not just for the nerds and the people who are very big techies. It can be for everybody, and like Avinash said, it's going to be the technology of the future. So thank you once again, Avinash, for taking out the time to speak to me today, to speak to me about Pi42. I think as a user myself, I can really vouch for how user friendly the entire interface is, and how perhaps, with the kind of resources that you've mentioned, even beginners can perhaps start looking at perpetual trading as a viable option. So thank you so much once again.
Thanks, Rusha. Thanks. Really appreciate it.